First place Texas Rangers today on Have You Seen My Baseball? And welcome to the SB Baseball Podcast, a.k.a. Have You Seen My Baseball? With your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave.
And we're out here in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Deep in the heart of Texas.
And right now you got your first place Texas Rangers going on.
It's a good time to be a Ranger
Off
fan.
to a good start after the All-Star break. Off to a good start before the All-Star break, right?
Yeah.
They kind of limped into it, but
They were slumping for sure. And that was one of my biggest worries.
They weren't playing good baseball.
Yeah, I think 3-10 their last 10 and
something
whatnot.
like that.
And they could not win a series. They were getting dominated by just terrible teams and things like that. And it's like finish strong,
They got
right?
swept by Washington.
Yeah, not great.
And not the Washington football team. But they've come out of the All-Star break, won 6 straight. They've won 7 of their last 10. They're on a 6-game win streak, their first 6-game win streak of the season. Mm-hmm. They've had 2 5-game win streaks. They are right there at about the, let's see here,
Oh, gosh, come on now.
third best record or fourth best record in baseball.
Okay.
They're behind the Braves, the Orioles, and the Rays. Orioles are winning the East. They're tied with the Rays right now.
Yeah, which is crazy because they are like a couple games. They haven't played a couple of games, right? So that's why they have. The Orioles are in first place at 58 and 37. The Rays are in second place at 60 and 39, right? So technically, when the Orioles get to playing these games, it'll balance out a little bit. But yeah,
or they just go ahead and just keep bumping it up.
Maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
The Rangers are number 1 in MLB in run differential
Nice.
at plus 166. They're just playing great ball. They're playing fun ball. I was actually out at the game today. I went out to the game today. Nice little daytime baseball. Went to had a little suite action going on, which the suite that I went to was pretty nice. Good seat.
It's right next to the presidential suite at the ballpark. So our company, we have the suite whenever it pops up, and so they, whenever they're entertaining people or something, or they let the peasants in, we're allowed to go in there and hang out and enjoy ourselves. You know, so Lizzie's been a couple times this year. This is your first time going. This is your first time to the ballpark since we went to the World Series.
Yeah. Yep.
I've been out there a handful of times as well. I really like it. It's a bit intimidating though when you go down because now you have to go down to the suites.
You got to go down 2 levels.
Yeah, you used to go up and you just catch the executive elevator or some escalators, but now you go down and they're checking your ticket as you're getting in the elevator. They're looking at you, like, everything all right? Well, how you doing, sir? Real nice people in the elevator.
Pulling out your phone, be like, hey, look.
Everything is, because everything's digital now. And so I really enjoyed the suite. Did you have a bunch of food? Did you just like pig out?
We had some food there.
Yeah?
There's some burgers.
Anything great?
Burgers, dogs, nachos.
Pizza?
They had some pizza there. Some wings were in there. Some popcorn.
I'm probably not eating wings around like coworkers or people that I don't like normally, like my family or friends. Or something like that.
I had a burger, a dog, a slice of pizza.
Yeah, easy food, easy stuff.
Yeah. They had a nice fruit tray,
a
nice little charcuterie board.
Oh yeah,
they had that going on, and they had a box of dessert with these brownies that were just
to die for.
They had chocolate chips in them.
Anybody get any booze going in there?
We had a little bit. We had a little bit going on.
Because sometimes, like, it really depends. Like when I went,
it's a work thing, right?
Yeah.
So you got to kind of go like. So I went in. I was actually one of the first people there. I was a third person in there.
Okay.
And I didn't want to just roll in with it because I didn't know. You got to kind of feel these work things out, right? So I go in there
Certain
and kind of know one. Typically, yes. Yeah. But again, I didn't know who all was going to be there. And there was actually a couple people that weren't from our area there.
Yeah.
And like my boss's boss was there with his kid. And I was like, but then like when my boss rolls in with a big old beer and then a couple other people roll in there, I'm like, okay, all right.
I came in hot with beer. Like, but I usually get the bucket and go in with it. And I just didn't do that this time. I didn't order from the waitress or anybody that goes in there. Like this time.
Yeah, I don't order from in there because that kind of goes towards like the company thing, right?
Oh no, I do what's on me.
And where our suite was, it's you walk out the door and you take a right, and right there's the bar.
Yeah.
When I went to go get the first beer, I walk out and like you've got double doors you have to go into because we're in the founder suite area. Mm-hmm. And I'm going out to the door and I get there to the door and the guy's like, how's it going? I was like, it's going good, man. He's like, hey, closest spot to get beer. He goes, walk out that door and take a right, and it's right there.
Yeah,
and it's literally like right there.
Good people.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. But that gave me this past, I think the last couple times I've gone, it gave me a reason to get out of the booth. Because this is after the lockdown. I haven't seen a lot of these people in like 3 years, and I was, my anxiety was like going through the roof. So I'm sitting there sweating. It's indoors, 70 degree, and like I sit down, and my whole ass and back is just sweat, and so I end up standing up the rest of the time.
That was a nice little bit that they did, like before the game goes off, right? And they're talking about, hey, here's what's going on, and Chuck Morgan, the great Chuck Morgan's like,
legendary.
Temperature outside is 104. Temperature inside is a nice 70 degrees, and everybody inside just starts going crazy.
Yeah. Did you see his booth? You walk by his booth on the way in?
No, I didn't.
It's at home plate side, so like most times you would do it if you come in from home plate. But yeah, he's got an awesome booth.
I didn't notice it.
It's amazing.
I was trying to figure out where I was going, right? Because it was one of those where everyone's working remotely. There was a couple people that were in the office, but everyone's traveling up there on their own. And so, I get there and it's like, and I hadn't been to the suite yet, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. So I walk in and I find one of the guys sitting there in the chair is like, hey, where do I go?
That's all I did. When I walked in, I go, where does this? And they go this way and go, whatever. I go, all right. And then I get the next milestone. Where's this? And that's how I did it. That's how I went through the whole process, man. I'm like, I'm not sitting there trying to figure it out.
The first guy gave me great direction. He goes, you're going to go down this escalator. You're going to take a left. You're going down section 118. You're going to go down the next escalator, and you're going to see a giant Nolan Ryan bobblehead. You're going to take a left, and you're going to walk down. And I go walk. I'm like, okay. Yeah, there's a giant. And it's like a 6'2" Nolan Ryan bobblehead.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really realize it was like a. The guy said it was a bobblehead, but I was like, eh. But then, like, when I was leaving, some lady walks up to it and just, like, slaps him in the head. And says,
Jesus. God, that's uncalled for. The Rangers are on a just absolute tear right now. They're 58-39 with a 598 win percentage, 33-18 at home, 25-21 away. You mentioned earlier, 7-3 in the last 10. The most important stat, I cannot stress this enough, they are 4.5 games up on the Stros. Love that stat. I love that number.
But it's only 4.5, and there's a lot of baseball left.
But they were only up by like 2 a couple days ago. You know what I mean? And so
going into the break, they were up by 2.
Yeah. So they take care of business with the Cleveland Guardians. I want to make sure I get that right. They sweep them 12-4, 2-0, and 6-5. I think one of those was like
the 6-5, or no, the 12-4 game was a comeback.
Yeah,
they were down 4-0 at that game. I'm pretty sure.
So Sunday, they were down going into the bottom of the 8th. They score 4. They end up putting it on 6-5, getting that dub.
That was the game where the Naylor brothers became the first brothers in MLB history to hit multi-run home runs in the same inning.
Hilarious. And then Monday night, 2-3 or the 3-2 victory. They score that run. They were tied going into the 9th. They score a run. They piece it together on a wild pitch. If I remember correctly, it was on a wild pitch. They score the run, get that dub, and then you're looking at they won yesterday. 5-1. When I say yesterday, that's going to be today, Wednesday for us. You're catching this on Thursday. Jonah Heim coming in in the 8th inning with that 3-run blast.
Jack that run.
They say it was like a line drive shot, and it went like 12 rows back. It was just a bomb. So the Rangers doing great. It's fun when the Rangers are doing good. The stadium, the only downside is the stadium, well, one, it's air conditioned now, so it's a little bit more fuller than it usually would be at this time of the year.
And a nice little show out there for the game today.
Yeah. And it really is, it's a great environment. It's booming. It's buzzing. A lot of good stuff. And it's what else can you ask for?
It's Wednesday. It was Dollar Hot Dog Day.
At
one point in time, they had Hot Dog Cam, and it was just flashing and showing people eating hot dogs. But in the upper left-hand corner, they had hot dog sold count, and it was at like 20,000, and like it just kept kind of going up as they're showing it and stuff. But it was cool because, like, as I was walking in, I texted you.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking up to go to the stadium, and where we parked, and we did like $20 parking where I was parking, and there were some guys in front of me, and we walked past this next one.
Is that like past the old ballpark for $20 parking?
No, it was like right. It was right there off of Division and Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, right across the street from you've got that 7-Eleven and that Jack in the Box.
Roger.
Right across the street from that Jack in the Box. Right there.
Good.
Not far. It took me 10 minutes to walk there, and that's with having to wait at lights.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
But the guys in front of me, the guy's like, he walks through, he's like, man, $30. He's like, we saved ourselves 10 hot dogs by parking where we did. And I was just like, this is awesome.
Best conversation ever. Currency and hot dogs, people.
Just on Wednesdays, all currency is handled in hot dogs.
I love dollar hot dog day.
Beers were 13 hot dogs today. So
did you get anything special as far as did you get anything from like the boomstick?
I almost
burger
so they have
or the dog.
No, so cause again, I got food in the suite, right?
Yeah.
I almost got
basic stuff though. If you want gourmet, you gotta venture
you gotta
a
go.
bit. Yeah.
But when you get it for free, you just you roll with that. But they do have like for like $25, they have like the beer bat. And it's like a plastic bat that's like this tall or
it's
whatever.
It's like the yard thing in Vegas.
Right. And it's like I almost got it. I was like, it's kind of neat. But I was like, I'm gonna get more beer if I get the large beer.
You're damn right about that.
But I did have Carbach has a beer that is, I'm pretty sure is exclusive just to the just to the ballpark there. Mm-hmm. It's called Sky Porch.
Oh, nice.
From Carbach, and it's a Pilsner.
Ooh.
And I was sitting there, I was like, oh, what's that Carbach beer there? He goes, well, we got 3 here. I was like, no. That one right there. He goes, oh, Sky Porch? I go, yeah, what's that? He goes, a Pilsner. I go, give me a large.
Oh, man. I was out there like down in Modelo's the last time I was there. Like, I don't know why, but it was like just something I was on.
I mean, why not?
I was just on Modelo's. Halftime I got them like nice and dressed too. Like it was shit going everywhere.
Modelo's the number 1 selling beer here in the U.S.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You're damn right about
America
that.
Or Mexico, one of the two.
Like as they're sitting there, like, I'd bring it in. They go, what the hell is that? I go, I don't know, some damn Modelo they got. I mean, of course, it's got chamoy and everything going across. I'm like, oh, it's so damn good. So the Rangers got, again, so they played the Cleveland Guardians, a number 1 team in the NL. I think they're NL East, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what division they're in. And then you have the Rays, number 1 in the AL East when they were playing.
Central,
NL Central, correct.
They're actually number 2 in the Central now. They've been passed up by the Twins.
Yep. But when we did the show or we were talking about last week, they were number 1. And then you have the Dodgers at the time when we were doing the recording before, they were number 1 in the NL West. So the Rangers are starting to have to play against these really tough teams. So you have the Dodgers that are coming to Arlington Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the Rangers got to head down to Houston. They got to play the Stros for 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So this is where, you make your money, right?
And the Dodgers are still in first place. They're a game up on the Giants right now.
There you go. There's rumors out there that Shohei Ohtani can be making his way to Arlington. There is a trade proposition already in order. It includes a couple young prospects, pitchers, if I'm not mistaken, and just to get him over here. I'm like, dude, if you get Ohtani, they're winning the World Series. I'm putting it right now.
First of all, you're not just getting them for 2 prospects. You're getting for two of your top 5 prospects.
It's 2 out of 5 in the whole league,
as well as 2 players who are playing right now.
Yeah, they're on the starting roster, or they're on the lineup card right now. But they're not starters.
It's gonna cost you something, right? You're not, and then you got to hope you can re-sign them, right?
That is also the issue that you run into.
Which it's going to cost you almost $1 billion to re-sign him.
Yeah, I mean he's
what you're hearing right now is 900.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's going to cost. The guy pitches and hits. And
that's $900 million, not $900. I just want to clarify.
Let me take a look real quick. I'm going to bounce right back because there was something that popped up and they talked about it 6 days ago, but they talked about it here recently as well. With 2 weeks remaining until the MLB trade deadline, all eyes are on Los Angeles Angels and they try to resurrect their season. Resurrect. I'm like, why is that spelled funny?
It's not. You just don't know how to talk.
Expect their Texas Rangers to be one of the front runners to acquire his services. Even national reporters in the know expect AL West division leaders to be one of the more hell-bent teams in landing perhaps the greatest player of all time. Greatest player of all time. I mean, can you believe it? If he came here, I don't know what it. But right now, let's see. Look at the Rangers be aggressive. I was actually trying to grab it so I can find out what's going on. Okay. Knows this entire league with the home runs. He leads the league in home runs, 35, slugging percentage 677, and OPS of 106.8. That boasts 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball and a 3.5 ERA going to cost the farm system. Can you believe that? Can you imagine him being here? The Rangers have options, plenty of the packages they could afford or they could offer to win Shohei. The Shohei sweepstakes, as they call it. You're going to get a 2-man combination of Owen White, Brock Porter, Jake Lader, and Kumar. Thanks for the ad.
Kumar Rocker?
Kumar Rocker, okay. Yeah.
So he's currently on the IL. Those 2 guys are just going to be throw-ins. You're going to get 2 prospects plus those 2 guys, Leiter and Rocker, because Rocker can't stay healthy. He's not already on his 2nd Tommy John, and Leiter he's just got bumped down the developmental league.
Yeah, and then with the addition of the first-round pick Wyatt Langford, perhaps the Rangers take a risk by adding either top prospect Evan Carter or Dustin Harris to sweeten the deal.
Which Evan Carter is projected to be your starting center fielder next year.
Yeah. So I mean, are you going to go all in because? It's a lot. I
think if
can't stress that enough.
I think if you're going to do that, I think you almost have to be like, look, we need to have an agreement in place for an extension before we pull this trigger on this.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you have to, because if you just do it and you're just doing it as a rental for the rest of the season, if you don't win the World Series and you lose him and you lose someone like Evan Carter, right, it's a loss.
You're 100% correct when it comes to that, because it's if you don't lock down the extension or have some type of agreement, understanding going in after the trade, then it's absolutely, we're renting you to win the World Series.
And if you don't win it,
oh boy,
you lost on that trade.
Yep. So right now the Rangers are doing phenomenal. We're so excited. You know, the games are just a buzz, right? Like everybody was just buzzing out there, having a blast in the middle of July.
Great atmosphere out there. It's the middle of July. You got the thermometer out there. It says it's 104 outside, but it's a nice cool 70 degrees inside. It's nice. Like, I know you talk about missing going to the old ballpark and things like that, but you know what? I love that. It's nice and cool in there.
We still could have went to the damn Temple, and also we had a suite at the other one anyways. You could stay indoors.
You cool, but it wasn't as cool. Okay,
it wasn't.
It was still hot, right?
Yeah. But no, it's like just going to the Temple, and then of course it's less crowded in July. But then again, they built this stadium so they can attract talent.
It's a lot bigger.
They built it to attract talent. That how you can get these people here, and that also is hey, you want to come play out here in Texas? You ain't gonna worry about the heat. We got a roof on this baby. You know what I mean? Come on down here.
It worked out for Houston. I'm just saying.
So,
but hey, Texas Rangers, first place Texas Rangers. Check them out. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys drop a follow, and if you're feeling extra nice, give us that 5-star review. We definitely appreciate it. As always, I'm Alan.
Rapid Dave.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.
I love the Rangers.
Thank you for listening to Have You Seen My Baseball?